Hi folks, it's Ryan. I know we're all stuck at home right now, so I've been learning how to do web streaming. This is real new to me. Despite having backgrounds in computer technology, I am kind of inept in anything related to this. If you catch me later today at 6 o'clock, go to the Beautiful Blasphemy Facebook page. We use that as our website, and you can see our live open mic organized by Josh Romig, one of our co-founding members. So today I'm going to revive something that I did a while ago. It might be, I actually wrote this down. I never actually performed it online. I call it kitchen sink recipes. In this time, a lot of us are going to have to learn to deal with making food with what's left laying around our house. That's always the way I've cooked. My mother taught me how to cook. She's an amazing cook. She's a better cook because she uses very specific and high quality ingredients. Whereas, if you've noticed any of my art, I'm kind of a bit more experimental. So I've always just kind of cooked with whatever's laying around my apartment. Not always great for my cholesterol, but it's great if you're poor. Some of us are going to have to learn to deal with cooking with whatever's laying around because we want to limit our contact with the grocery store. This one's going to be a little bit normal. I'm just going to make a cake out of a box. I actually have all the ingredients it says on there, so I won't have to get too fancy with it today. Literally just testing this out so that I can learn how to do some web streaming. In a few hours from now, I'll also be doing web streaming on creating one of my art projects. As everyone knows, I'm an upcycle artist, and I use whatever's laying around with me to make my art. That will also include how I cook. So welcome to Kitchen Sink Recipes 01, because I literally use everything but the kitchen sink. So this will be pretty simple. Preheat the oven to 350. Look, it's even preset to 350. Take a break to go get a sip of your coffee. Beautiful. Step 1, heat oven. We did the thing. Step 2, mix cake mix, water, oil, and eggs in large bowl. So, 1 cup of water. Hey, wow, it actually worked out to 1. Now, for you science nerds out there, don't forget to put it at the bottom of the meniscus because water tends to cling to the surface of its container. I'm gonna need a large bowl. Make sure your bowl is actually clean. Before anyone hears me sniffling and thinks I have the current plague, I have allergies, and this is Ohio, so the temperature has changed from 30 to 60 degrees in one day. I don't have allergies to anything I actually know of, other than when the pressure changes radically. I promise you, my hands are clean. I just went through a sanitation thon 2 days ago in my entire apartment. Everything has been coated in bleach, basically. This is going to be super moist cherry chip cake mix. You could usually frost this like this, but I don't have frosting. So we're going to make it just like a regular cake and eat it coffee cake style. I probably have cinnamon, but that probably doesn't go well with this. Ta-da! Powder. I know I'm muttering to myself. I'm supposed to be telling you guys what to do. All right, so 1 cup of water, and now I got to add a half a cup of vegetable oil. I just have to find the one of these that say half a cup. Way back there. pour in that 1 cup of water from earlier. Oil it is. Now, this recipe is called super moist, so it's going to require 3 eggs. That's a pretty high egg concentration for most cake box recipes I've seen. Now, that might be the one thing that you might be running low on right now. Unfortunately, I cannot find or have not heard of any suitable egg substitutes with anything you have laying around the house. Eggs are a pretty unique binding agent, so they're very hard to replace. There are a lot of vegan recipes out there that will try to make substitutes for eggs. I have yet to find one that really gets the right texture right. So as a heads up, this is not a vegan recipe, but you should probably figure that out as it's coming out of a box. I'm a huge egg fan too. I was a little leery on making something where I'd use up 3 whole of my eggs and not have breakfast for a morning. I always let my son Xander and grandparents, who are all high-risk people, quarantine myself to stay away from my parents, who are also high-risk as well. All right, 3 eggers. Eggs had a racial slur. That would probably have been it. Never mind my sense of humor. It's very dad-like. I'm a dad. But I had mastered the terrible puns long before I ever had a son. For those of you, just for a random advertisement, this is a shirt for Ingenuity Cleveland and their yearly Ingenuity Fest. I am one of their members, and I make the arts with them and build for festivals, including Bright Winter. I need one of those little hand mixer-y guys. Where the hell did I put it? There you are. Handy dandy hand mixer. You can mix this by hand if you really wanted to. And it does tell you to use the electric hand mixer, but you know, if you're not a normal cooking type, you can use any kind of a bigger spoon or fork. It just takes longer. Little heads up here. This is a cheap-ass apartment with a cheap-ass stove that came with it. Don't put plastic things on top of here. When the oven's on, the whole range top gets hot, and I've already melted several things on there, including my kids' toys. Oh no, he's touching the things that are gonna eat off of. It's all going in the oven to be cooked. Pretty sure 350 degrees will murder any viruses. All right, medium speed or beat vigorously by hand for 2 minutes. There you go. It's important that you see that I'm actually mixing it. Little pro tip if you're completely inexperienced with cooking. It says medium speed. Don't start it on the medium speed. When you put it in the thing, start it on the low speed. Otherwise, you wind up getting a face full of powder and spattering like oil and water and egg all over your kitchen. I also had to find out the hard way not to stick metal in the microwave. My parents didn't bother to tell me that, and I left the spoon in my canned ravioli that I stuck in the microwave once. Thankfully, it just sparked. I grew up in the era just before the internet. It was coming of age when I was in high school. Therefore, we did not have internet at my house, and I couldn't have just Googled what happens when you put metal in the microwave. As a heads up, it's not pretty in your kitchen. And another tip, don't lift it out of the batter. Otherwise, same deal. Spatter everywhere. tell you what I'm missing Xander for right now. Thing I always love to do. Take the beaters. I know, germs everywhere. I know. Okay, dirty. All right, suppose we should probably find something to put this thing in, right? So you can use a metal pan or a glass one. I might go with, what kind of size does it want? 13 by 9. 13 by 9. Hey, Google. I know, I'm actually typing it in. I don't have a fancy voice activated. Oh, yeah, hey, that is a 13 by 9. Cool. Google, super handy. At least during all this time, a virus doesn't destroy the technical infrastructure. Do we need to grease the pan? That's the one thing sometimes you need to worry about. That would be our oven is preheated. Is a lot of times you'll have to pre-grease these things. I don't think we have to with this. Any generic cooking spray will do it. The old school style was to take some Crisco and kind of just coat it. Stick your hand in a plastic bag before you stick your hand in the Crisco. Trust me on that one. And then just wipe it all around the pan in a really thin layer. And then you stick just a tiny bit of flour in there and you kind of pat it around. And then dump the excess into the trash or the sink. I don't believe this requires me to grease the pan. And this is warning. Do not eat raw cake batter. A little late for that. Especially because there's raw eggs in it. Oh, guess I don't have to. All right, let's get our rubber spatula out. This is taking longer than it should to because I'm trying to explain to you guys what's going on. You know, I do have powdered sugar, so I think I might at least give it like the unfrosted cake powdered sugar touch at the end here. But we'll have to wait till it's cooked. I just got batter on the floor. Probably shouldn't be whispering. You probably can't hear me. I just got batter on the floor. We're going to save that to like later. Putting it in the oven without pot holders because I'm not going to touch the sides. But when you take this thing out of the oven, please use pot holders. I promise you it will scar you. All right, in it goes. 28 to 33 minutes. We're going to set it for 30. And you're going to check it at the 30 by sticking a toothpick in it. If it comes out clean, your cake is done. If it comes out wet, it's not. All right, we are good to go. Now, in a normal cooking show, this is the part where they would cut and then they would jump to the time when the cake was done. But this is live, so I can't do that. So I will see you guys in about 30 minutes. Hopefully everyone has a good, fun time with this.